Recording in progress. There we go, Jim.
Got me?
Yeah,
Sorry about that.
no
Yeah,
problem.
finally. I was in a panic.
No, I somehow the link didn't work. I was trying to use the same one from Monday, just edit it and try to keep it simple, but it didn't work. So yeah, I had to go with this one. So sorry about that. We got a few
Okay.
people. We'll give a few people a few minutes to go. But this should be a fun one. If I can find my pictures. Oh, here.
Okay, I'm on now.
Jan, everybody's moved. I'm sorry. I screwed up and gave everybody the wrong
Link.
link. Yeah,
The
it's
only
not.
problem is I'm on my small iPad now because my big iPad doesn't have Facebook. So,
Oh, you want me to email it to you? Don't you have it on email? I just emailed it to everybody too.
did you? Oh, wait, let me
So
look
it's
now.
on email.
Oh, if it's on email, then that'll be better. Let's
Yeah.
see.
I mean, we even got Noel here. Wow. Amazing. There you go. Okay. Sorry about that.
There it is. Okay, I'm gonna go off and come back on then. Bye.
Okay. We got to wait for her now. Anyway. Uh, yeah. Let me make sure this isn't foggy. I think I put a fingerprint on my lens, and you know, I'm okay with a soft focus, but sometimes my paintings need to be focused. Uh, well, guys, thanks for joining on this Saturday morning. Kind of short notice. Last week we finished up with a.
Back.
What did we finish up with last week? Anyway,
Coin.
Koi. Yes, we did. And you guys, yeah, guys on Saturday morning knocked it out of the park again. I mean, you guys have been hitting hard. Uh, you've been doing really, really well, and you know, I I'll keep shoveling this stuff out as much as I can, and you guys keep doing it. I mean, the congrats. Uh, but as a thank you for you guys following me for another for 8 weeks and stuff like that, and then we're off for 2. I got a workshop next week. I was supposed to have a workshop this week here in town. Um, just just didn't go right. I only had like 3 people signed to want to come to it. Just not enough to do a workshop and pay the venue and stuff like that. So I decided I'll just do my own thing. I'll paint something I want to paint. I want to paint this. I think I can get it in a gallery too. One of my galleries will take it out west. So that's another reason to paint it. So it's a 2 for 1 for me. But I also want to, give back to you guys. If you guys, I'll show you how I'm going to do it and what we're going to go through. Give you
How
some
big are you
ideas.
making it?
I'm going to,
You look big.
yeah, 30 by 24,
Give me
24
a
by 30.
big face.
Yeah, it's going to be a big face one. One of those big face ones. There's a few artists who do that animal face, big animal faces and stuff. So, you know, we'll try it. It's you got to try things too. You can't just paint the same thing over and over again. So this is a little different. It's even tighter than I usually paint. I mean, I usually paint these guys here like this one. My water dog. This is a pretty recent one. They still have a big head. I mean, that's like an 8-inch head on that guy, and we're gonna be doing like a 20-inch head today. But
Mm.
it's all. But the thing is about painting big. Sometimes it's easier to paint. It's a lot easier to get in the eyes, a lot easier doing the nostrils. You don't have to be quite as perfect. You know, I mean, if I'm doing an 8 by 10, it would be tough to to get in there with, because I don't wear glasses, and so my eyes, I need kind of paint big sometimes. I try not to go too small, because as soon as I put my glasses on, it takes me back to my days of being an illustrator where I had to be really tight and my eyes, So now I just don't even try to wear glasses. I try not to. Sometimes you have to, but just especially around the eyes, when eyes are tough. It is all about the eyes at some point. I just try not to make it at the beginning because I'd rather have room. I'd rather have catch the emotion, catch the design first, and then work tighter and get to the eyes, because the eyes are always going to be like 4 or 5 shots to do them right. I very rarely do I get them in one shot. Usually they're high, too big, too small, too up, need to go lower, things like that. So I'd rather not spend my time focusing on that stuff when I just rather have them. I can do that in my corrections part and get them right then. So basically, we're just going to try to get a block in of this one today. This beautiful wolf. I got to pull it up for you guys, and we'll talk about it. It's really quiet. I've had this on my agenda to paint for quite a while. Yeah. As you can see, black and white. As you can see, black and white values. Yeah, you got light and you got dark. I looked at it, and most of everything on this guy is in this lower quadrant. 7 is about the value of these areas here around the lighter spots of this wolf. He does get a little brighter to maybe 4s for the highlights. And then the background is pretty hot. I mean, it's up there about 1.5 to 2 value up there. 2 might not be too bad, but we'll see. We'll see how contrasted we need to get it. But so that's pretty simple. Everything's pretty dark, very dark. So going to be a lot of work in our dark areas when we mix paint. Let me get rid of this stuff. Okay. The color version, another kind of simple. This is going to be transparent oxide blue, transparent oxide green. That's about it with white. And you should be able to get everything with those guys. We might have to bring in some red just for the eyes, because I think the eyes have a tinge of red to them. And that might be either alizarin, or it could be definitely could be alizarin. And we might want to put it in, bring it in there anyway, because I can just see a glow around this eye here, right around in here, that, has a little blue to it, and alizarin to it. Usually this crease going around the eye, holding the eye in place, the eyelid, the inner eyelid there, that is going to be warm. That's going to be like sort of warm, cool, which would be alizarin and blue. And that could really do it. Always usually looks not really kind of nice. And then go to a blue alizarin on the outside. That might be really nice. And that would go for pretty much both eyes. But what I also was thinking, because of, I mentioned that, with this head here, we're going to mix up transparent oxide red with blue and green. Why blue and green? Because I see this side is blue. I see this side is green. That color here. But this also could just be more transparent.
Wait, say that again. Which one is blue and which one is green?
I see this side as blue.
Which side? That one.
That
Okay.
side, and then this side as green
Huh.
mixed. And then in here, definitely this color's in here, in the between the eyes here. That warmth, that has a little. That's a green. That's a definitely a mix of green and transparent oxide. Uh, but that's the thing is, if you want to limit yourself, you didn't want to do the green part, you could definitely do a thing. I'm talking green, but it's going to be the blue and the green are going to be both the same value. They are not going to be they're going to be almost interchangeable. I see this just warmth over here. I just feel it, and I feel like it's on the green side of the color of the two when the two colors mix, and that will help also from keeping this thing from being too boring. That we used, definitely you could use just transparent oxide in blue, and just this side be just a little bit more transparent oxide. And then this side, that might be the right solution too. And I'm not saying I might even come back to it. This down in here, I just felt like I said, this area here, that's the green. I feel that's the transparent oxide mixed with green. Because it's not very cool. It's a little warmer. But you probably could, like I'm just thinking, out loud, you probably could get that color. I know all these tones, these creams, definitely are. That's what they are. They're transparent oxide, either with blue or green and white. That's all they are. So
no ochre?
You can use ochre if you want. You can go ochre if you want. I'm just trying to cut down the number and kind of keep it kind of very limited, and then bring in things afterwards maybe. But I don't think you're gonna need much. I think you can really get everything you need with just a few colors. That's why I figured if I'm gonna do it that limited, I think I could paint it probably kind of big and kind of fast. The toughest thing about this guy is going to be getting this fur here. And I know how to get this, but this stuff, it should be the same stroke. And it's just a really kind of a bad bristle brush, I think. It's either that or a bad bristle brush.
Oh, bad bristle. Okay.
Yeah, if you have a bristle brush that's kind of caked up a little bit at the ends and stuff, you didn't get all the paint exactly out of it. Sometimes those ones are great rakes, really make a kind of a raking motion, and kind of can make this kind of that feel. It's either that or you can do what other artists do and you paint every hair. You go, and that's always an option, and at least it's oils. We can get 3/4 of it in there, I think. And then if you have to put in a couple of hairs, that's up to you. But we just painted a fox on Monday night, and sometimes it just feels fresher and more loose if you don't do it that way. I think we can just do it with color, value color. That's why I was saying that's a number 7 up here at these areas here. These are 7s values. And I figured they're going to be going into a dark. And I think that if you push the stroke forward and then pull it back, push, when you lay down your brush, you're pushing it forward a little bit and then pull straight back, push it forward and then come back with it. I think you're going to get a soft edge here because of the push, and you'll get it back here. You get a nice soft blend because of the pull. So I think that's where I would go. All right. That's what I'm going to try. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But the eyes definitely are going to be synthetics. The nose too. Anything else? Very big head, little bit of room on one side, not much room on the other. But the great thing about why is this, this wolf such a beautiful animal? This is just such a, softness to it. Doesn't have hard edges. So there are no hard edges except for around the eyes, maybe the nostrils. Everything's has a soft push. So it's either finger or we're going to have to come back with a soft brush and soften all the edges all the way around. Every stroke almost, except for maybe the bristle strokes. But a lot of it on the outsides and around the cheeks and around any of this light to dark fur. Definitely going to need a soft edges. Give it almost a blurry effect. Another thing, if you look at this, another reason why this wolf looks so great. If you look at the blue line, basically that head is nothing but a square. That his head is very square. It's very proportional. It's really, if it was straight on, he has his head slightly at a tilt. I took this and took his head and straightened it here for this. And I kind of split it up. I split it up halfway in the square. Basically, this top area here, this goes to his forehead. This comes down here to his nose. And then over here outside basically to his cheeks. And that just to lay it out and proportional, I wanted to look at it because I was curious because this guy, that's one of the things you find striking about people and stuff is that their eyes and everything are split perfectly, almost in half. So this is what happens if you split this square up here, going around it, his head, pretty much his ears are up there, a little bit up there, going up there, but this is right at his forehead, top of his head, and this is right to his bottom of his nose. And if you split that in half, that's exactly where his eyeballs start, at the halfway line. And then, but if you want, and then I was going, okay, well, how do I get the size? How do you know? I need to get the size of his eyes. Well, the size of his eyes are, again, pretty simple to do. They are a match. Let me get rid of these lines. These eyes, if you take and split them, if I drew a line here to the line, and this red line shows it. If you take and put an eyeball to eyeball to eyeball over here, they pretty much are like 4 on each side almost of this. Is it 4? 1, 2, 3. Well, 3.5 on each side. Well, that doesn't help. That's how I was kind of measuring to see what would I have to do to get to those eyes and the placement of the eyes. What I found out was really, if I cut this thing into fourths, I'll get the spot for the eyes. If I cut the 2 middle ones in half, split those in half, I'll get the eye size on each side. And then I just got to have, all you have to do is get the angle of those eyes. But the other great thing about this guy is, like I said, proportionally really cool. You got here's your middle line, right? The blue one's the middle line, and the eyeball. And if you split it again, you're going to get where his eyebrows are. You split it one more time. What was that? Oh, yeah, you could split it again. You get the eyebrows. Forget it. I'll move that. I can't see it. What was it? I thought I was. Oh, this line here doesn't count. But if you split it again, that's where you get the eyebrows. So this line to this line to this line. The bottom line was going to go to I was looking at the nose, where the nose comes. The nose is just a little bit. If you split this one more time and brought it down, you'd get the edges of the nose. Little things like that. And if you did the same thing at the bottom, you're probably going to get the bottom of the eyes too. So little things to lay it out. But another, just the beautiful equal proportions, really stand out on this thing. So the only thing is I straightened it out, and it won't be straightened out when we paint it. We got to turn it a little angle here, but those lines are still straight across, just that we got to match up the head. So that's what we're going to be doing. So here's the box. So that's what I got planned. And we can go just a little longer today because I kind of screwed up on the invite. So we will see how that goes. So let's go over and get some colors mixed. Like I said, bristle brushes will come in handy. If you got a bristle brush, which is with the ends kind of chiseled off here like this is a filbert bristle brush, flat bristle brush. These are coming really handy for a lot of spots on this wolf. So I have a few of those, and I got some bigger bristle brushes too. And like I said, these guys are, a little clumped up. They're not like perfect anymore. These guys still have some hard paint on them. In fact, this one's better. I do try to take care of my brushes, but sometimes you put them away for a while and we don't use them and they just get a little mushy. But I still be doing 3/4 of my work with this guy. And then I got my synthetics to come back in and carve away. And then I got my bristle brushes to paint the fur. And I got a bunch of other bristle brushes. Color-wise, titanium white here. As you can see, I was just getting the last out of my tube of white, trying to get every bit of it. I got cad yellow light. I have, I don't have any cad red out. Just a little bit back there, cad red light. That's what I was grabbing. I didn't find it. Cad orange. This is supposed to be yellow ochre, but I think it's transparent yellow. That might be a cool color because you can definitely see that. But that's transparent oxide yellow. Another oxide. I do a lot of oxides. Pretty cool. This is light oxide red, or this could be Venetian or Terra Rosa. I don't have a lot of it out. If I need to grab some, I'll grab it. Alizarin crimson. This is cobalt blue hue by Utrecht again, guys, and phthalo green on the blue side. I do have my transparent oxide red up here. I also have some cad red medium up there. I'll be using cad red medium if I need it. I don't need to bring out anything. I also, if you had burnt umber, that'd be great to have. So if you don't have transparent oxide, you can use burnt sienna. And I was just saying, if you have burnt umber, that would be good to have too. Burnt umber. This is what I got is oxide brown right here, light oxide, transparent oxide brown, which is just like burnt umber. So I just didn't have that came out first. This is a squish of transparent oxide up here that I'm just going to use to tone the canvas when I get there. Colors. Let me grab my sheet. Get that up. Okay. Definitely. Beautiful wolf. Some cool, some warmth in him. Like I said, I was going to try to limit the palette, just kind of see if I can do it that way. Can always add more colors. But these guys are the colors we're going to mix up. You can just simply add them to those and use those as a great base. Like I said, the first two colors, first color I wanted to go with blue. I'm going to kind of put out kind of big things too. So, and transparent oxide, red. Transparent oxide, red and blue. Let me see. That's a pretty good pile. That should be able to. But as I mix it, I can see that this transparent oxide is it's pretty strong to the blue, at least, and it made a nice gray. And this side, let's see what happens. This might end up being one of them has to be the transparent side. So there we go. I think this is a little more warm than that, not by much. I'm going to put a little bit more into it and say this is going to be my transparent side. Yeah. That might even be warm enough to do that side too. I mean, that looks pretty good. That's, the yellow in this color kind of comes out a little bit. But while we're here, I mean, try to save all the paint I can so I don't not mixing much more. But I'm going to make this one push the blue on this other side, so I really can see a blue side to it. That is cooler. This is really it for this blue. I'm going to do one more color with these two. I'm just going to do it way more on the red side, transparent side. So I'm doing 3 colors of these. So I'm just going to tint this with the blue a little bit. Then I was thinking about some of these things here, reds and things here. Maybe just a slight tint of the blue into it. Let's try that. Let's do the same thing now with green, phthalo green, but I'm going to put out the transparent part first. Hunks of transparent. And then green. Not as much. But this was a quarter of green to that transparent, and you can see, yeah, it went really warm, went really green. So not as much in this one. So I can keep this brown. And that, as you can tell, was not working. Not really. All that color I put in there, and it didn't move. I didn't put much. There it is. Didn't make much. It was on the edge. Okay, came back.
What wasn't working? Was it not brown enough?
Yeah, the brown just got blown away by just a little bit of phthalo. Over here, it's funny that I put a ton of blue in there, and it fought. This transparent worked really well and did not move too much. I mean, stood up against the blue, or against the phthalo green. It just kind of gives in really quick. Nice olive color. But this brown here, this is what I was saying was, I thought that color was going to be. I'm going to try, if you have burnt umber and phthalo green, let's try that. I'm going to do the same thing. Now I'm going to put the transparent color out first before I do it. This might be closer to the dark I need. This is going to be the green side. That'll be the brown side. I'm not going to move these guys. I just thought, yeah, maybe this will work. You know, it's just, you could just see it's a little darker than that. You know, just thinking. We're going to go for values anyway. While I'm doing that, I'm going to do one more than, oops, yeah, blue and transparent oxide, or this burr number. This would be a cooler grayed out, so it might not do anything. I might not need it, but since we're not mixing up too many more colors, these colors might be really good, and I might be able to get a little bit of get the fur right away, or give me another version of the fur a little cooler than what I was thinking. So this one just on the bluish side. There we go. It might look a lot like that, but we will see. So I'm going to split these piles in half. These are pretty big piles, but I'm like I said, just going to split them in half and take them to a 7. Value is 7. I figure I can go 7 and that'll be my basic highlight. But if I take it easy, I think I might be able to get a gradation of all the values we need from 8s to 9s in just brush strokes, you know, simple pull together with brush strokes. That's what I'm shooting for. And then I'm also going to take it down to 4. And that'll be our highlight color for the fur. But first we got to get to 7. So we'll take all these colors down to 7 and see what we come up with. So I'm going to go half and half. Then also I can look at these grays, judge them. This is the transparent oxide red and blue. This is supposed to be on the red side, but it's, you can see it's right down the middle. Value, if I squint, really hits an 8. So half and half, just another little dab of white, and I should be able to take this pretty close to what I need. That should get me right in there. That's where I'm looking at. This is very warm, but it's a kind of warm gray. Let's see what the next one does. Again, half and half. I got a lot of darks. Now you can see the coolness showing up on the blue side. Definitely just here more, but not much. Okay, that might be too much. Too much blue. So I might have to add some into that. Wipe this off and let's see what the transparent, this is more just transparent with a little bit less blue. I'm not don't have to add quite as much white as usual because it's already a little warmer color. As you can see, that starts to hit the nose. Value right there. Really close already. Close enough, and then we can always lighten up. And if we need to add ochre or yellow to it to warm it up, that's okay. This is a great start. This is just a really, really easy kind of start. Okay, transparent oxide and green. Yeah, man. You know, I expected this to be a lot closer. You know, that's not going to be anywhere in there probably. Okay, let's try the brown side. This is a lot closer to what I need. That is definitely going to be, could get up in here. Might be on the green side too yet. So I might still have to bring some little more transparent oxide into it. But let's see how these other colors go. Now this is against the uh, burn umber or the transparent oxide brown. As you can see how cool it is. That will be a lot better. That's going to be really good. The green, like I said, they're going to have to be probably closer to the red side than this because it's okay. I mean, that one is even too, could be warmer. So transparent oxides and stuff around there a little bit. Okay. This is with the blue. Oh, you see, the blue didn't do anything to it. It really stayed burn umber-ish. And then this is on the blue side. And yeah. Oh yeah, these guys got to change. I'm sorry. Those got to change. All right, let's change. That is the blue side. Yeah, it works better on my screen. This color. Well, might have to do a mix in between because these guys, it's almost, this is like perfect gray. So it's a perfect mix of both. Yeah, and it needs basically needs to be a little bit more of both. It could be, needs an in between of these two. I'm gonna take half and half. Half and half shouldn't do anything, right? So let's make it a little more on the red side. There we go.
Tom, I may have missed a moment there.
There we go. Okay.
You're using burnt umber instead of transparent red oxide, and then you mentioned transparent brown.
Yeah.
Brown.
Transparent brown or burnt umber.
Or
Use
burnt
either.
umber.
Yeah. My other one,
Okay.
transparent. Yeah, the other transparent red is up here. And that is with that's just like burnt sienna and stuff. So that's what I was thinking.
Jim, that second one from the left that turned into a sky blue.
Yeah,
Yeah, forget about that. But the dark that it came from, is that going to be in the nose?
that could be definitely in the nose, right? Got
Yeah.
to look cool in it. Well, are you already there? You're painting the nose already?
No, I'm not. But the other place I see a little bit of the lighter blue is just maybe on the inside of the ears. Lighter than what you've
You might
made
get
there.
some. I can
But-
see it on the. There's going to be some reflective color,
Yeah.
and I could see on the side of
Left
his
side
face.
of snout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just a cooler too.
It's cooler.
Yeah, just a slightly cool. I mean, but it's the value. If you keep it the same value and just push it to the blue side,
Mm.
do these two. These two should be almost mixed
And then
together.
whiten it down. Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I mean, I had the same thing, and then I thought, should I get rid of this off my palette? And I thought, well, no,
I
there's
would
be
say
some blue in here
I would
somewhere.
say just slightly more blue into that. Get rid of this
Yeah.
because we don't need. This is too blue. We might, you might find for a highlight, but you don't need that much. But this would be basically the color I want that one to end up being. And then this one, I would definitely like to go more transparent oxide in it,
Mhm.
just on the red, just to show it.
Mhm.
Doesn't have to be much, just a little bit more than gray. Right now, gray, it doesn't go anywhere. So that's just on the blue side. That's just on transparent side. Now this is a killer color. These guys can almost paint the whole thing just with those two.
Mhm.
Just blowing those two out. But I don't work that way. So it's same thing here. This is way too green. And so I might take and just, again, dump most of it and then just take some of this transparent oxide, more transparent oxide than green, and just get this more middle dark value. Just slightly on the green side. Not quite as far as that one. And then that one. That one's pretty good. And then this one, I think, was the same thing. This is this. No, I made that one. That one's transparent oxide. That is blue transparent oxide. This one I did just phthalo green and transparent oxide. And then I did the burnt umber type transparent brown there, which is really good too. I mean, I'm some of these colors are getting very close and almost don't deserve palette space. So I would say, I'd start thinking about cutting things. But let me get rid of these colors. You never know if I use them, but I want to save some space down in here. That cooler blue here, we're going to take these guys and take them to a 4. Take these colors to a 4. Take them down here. Probably going to need more white. But this is going to come in handy. Probably because I think these colors, these guys, I'm just going to take these guys straight down in here. I got some room. So I'm just taking all the colors, taking to a 4. Because I think I can get a lot of this light fur color. I'm going to need some warms, some other stuff. I need some warms transitioning into cools. So I'm going to get a little bit of cools with these greens. But then I should get some warms with the more transparent oxide side. So it should be should get a few, plenty to do the work. But like I said, I'm going to have to put up more white. So half and half. Now again, that gets me to, as you can see, it starts to fit. Oh, it's good. Pretty close. That is pretty close. It might be a 5. Okay. Definitely going to have to put out some more white. Finish this. Let's just use this. I got a big tube of it. This is Pomelba white. It's just a little bit cooler than titanium white. Not by much, but just slightly, a little cooler. Maybe that will help cool off some things. How'd that go? That value is definitely, well, that's 4. When you get to these transparent ones, they are a lot, lighter. Seem a lot lighter than the blue versions. That one really went up to 3. Wow. Okay. Probably don't need it there. Right there, that would have been enough to do everything almost I need. But I want a green one too. That's where these guys come in. I think the green ones are kind of nice putty colors. Definitely some room for them. That's enough. Didn't move. Or these guys here are too light. There you go. That was a lot of white. And that is all over that paint. Good. Yeah, these definitely, it's nice to have just a variety of when you're painting a big section of a painting, just to have options, a couple little cool, warm options. So you're not painting a wall, you're painting some indents and things like that into this thing. There we go. That's going to be in there. I might have to take this blue up a little bit, this blue or this blue gray. You might do an in between too. Now, there you go. That might be too rich. When I'm saying too rich, the yellow's showing through, popping through so much on that. But it works really good. It will mix in well. Sometimes you have to go a step farther with your colors and know when you're gonna mix them up there on canvas that you're gonna come back a little bit, drift back darker or something like that, or not be quite as rich because they're gonna be mixing in with. There you go. That's it. That's it. I know that one is it. I hit this one light enough. Just on the cool side of that. Yeah, that's all. This one's all over it. That's almost too bright, but it could be a highlight color. This one needs to be lightened to the right point. This is going to be on the green side, but sometimes that just kind of pops, especially down in these bolder areas. I think it might be nice. Okay, so I'll go through the colors again in a second here. Oh, I do need one more color because I mentioned the alizarin and blue, and that's all it is. Alizarin and blue. I'm not going to take it, lighten it up. It's not going to be part of the painting any more than in a few dark areas. Maybe you'll find it in the lips and the nose. Sometimes probably in the nostrils. But I'm going to put it up here. I want to keep it away from my lights down here. So that was just going to be a mix of blue and alizarin. One side blue, one side red, and that's it. And these are going to be pretty much, oh boy, doesn't take much. You can really see the red in that. I don't know if I'll bring it down, try to keep it down here lower. Red, I just really want red, and I want really blue. So really red, really blue. So, but when you go this dark, sometimes you need to be able to see blue. You need to see red. I don't need that big of piles. I'll see how much I use those. And I also said I might be used. That's where I was thinking about. But if it's not blue, if that's too cool, it'll be a cad red medium in blue in the eyes. This still might be in there. Sometimes I just like to make that glow in the eyes. Just give them some life. There, a little bit more red. Don't need much. Just a brushful. God dang it. I just wiped out what I had. There you go. All right, I'm going to go through the colors. We started off with base, pretty a limited palette. I'm looking at blue and transparent oxide red or burnt sienna. Blue, burnt sienna side, blue side, or transparent oxide side. And coming down to a 7 value with white added in. I had to add more transparent in there, and I added less blue. But for when I'm doing my darks, it might be good to have the blue showing through because it's the only time it can really separates enough. These guys are gonna be really dark too. But then I brought those two over here and added white to them. This one I was thinking I might take a piece of it and just get it down here to this value. So when you close your eyes, they look the same. This is just a hair dark compared to that. That's still, because I want these two I want this for the side of the muzzle. That or green. It's gonna be cool. Okay, over here we did blue and no, we did phthalo green and transparent oxide. Coming down to 7s and then bringing them over here to this area with white to about I was saying 4, but they might have even dropped down to 3. They're kind of bright. Then we did, that was these two. This was just another mix of blue and transparent oxide, more on the transparent oxide side, because that was just a beautiful mix. Okay, and then these guys were, those two. This was where I was using the burn umber. This is green and would be the burn umber, but I was using transparent brown. Basically same thing. And then just using white into them to come to 7. Here was blue and burn umber or transparent brown. Transparent brown side and blue side. Then I did an in-between color just because the two, that looked too cool and that was perfect, but let's go here. And if I do need to do a new bring in and go closer to the transparent oxide side, I can. But I took all those colors and just brought them down here to lighten them up a little bit more. You can see that one didn't lighten up very much. I can lighten this one up just a little bit more because it's the exact same value as that one. We're going from 7s to 4s, and that's just a touch close, and it might still be too close. But also I did alizarin crimson and blue up here, red and blue, basically for the eyes. Then I also did just a little mix of blue and the blue of it and cad red medium, or you could do probably regular cad red would be fine too. Just for the eyes, really subtle. We're not going to try and add white to these things. We're going to try and see how little white we can do in our darks. Okay. They said transparent oxide. I like red up here. I was going to try and see how far I can get and tone my canvas with that. I've got oil over here. And we will get busy. Any questions? Try to be a simple, let me move back just a hair more for you. Bring it down. Okay. When my camera's rolling, we'll be good. I tell you, it doesn't make a difference how much we mix. It usually takes about the same amount of time. Okay. Got this up. Stay up. Grab a water. Shoot. Anyway, I'm going to draw it in. And then I'm going to use those, basically try to lay it out with using that, what I went through in the beginning there, laying it out. Keep it down here. I'm not going to do too much over on the sides here. In fact, well, like I said, this it's basically white. And I think this color, this is one of the colors I might go back and remake, is my a brighter light would be transparent oxide here and just white, if I need it for these higher key spots. But there shouldn't be too many of those. I think I could still be fine. But I'm just thinking ahead out of my head. I'm just going, well, when we get there, there might be a few spots, but not many. Not like it's really gonna affect anything. All right. I just got to get this area in. It's still going to be light, but this tone should be about right. Seems to be a nice paste. Yeah, this is a pretty big one. But the only difference about painting halfway big like this and small, it's just so you use this one a lot more. Use your big brushes a lot more, and just treat them as a small brush. Now, and before we even, make sure you got the good layout in. If you wanted to give it just a hair more room here, because I'm thinking of this, there's going to be like an inch, quarter inch rabbit from the frame. So I want to be at least probably about here, yeah, about 3/4 in, right about here to make it work. So if that's still pretty tight. And what I was also seeing was that this painting was about the same, all the way around. Let me see, what was that? On the sides here, this side was the opposite, a little different, but I was kind of finding that going down here, that might be, this could be the mouth, and then the side of his head, that these two guys were pretty equal. And that this area here coming down would make a pretty decent square. Might be just a little, there we go. Okay. Let me see. I need to go and I might go that way. Anyway, halfway, I drew a line through it. That's going to give me the middle spot. So right there. I'm going to get the bottom of the eyes. Here I'm going to did get the nose. So if I do another one here going up. Oh, Dang, I got to get the angles too. This guy slight angle too. So all these things go off. Shoot, go off this way. So just about. No, shoot. All that work. All right, and then trying to remember it. Just a slight angle to it. No, there we go. Try that again. This should be a perfect square almost, so it might be a little big. Gotta trim it back down a little bit. Okay. Okay. Here's the nose, just the nose, the lip right here, probably nose right there. Okay, this I was talking about splitting. If we split these guys and then split them again, and that will give me the eyeball. And then the eyeball just has to go in at like an angle, same angle. I kind of always like saying that, it's kind of like a clock, where this hands on the clock, where these to catch the right angle, kind of just sticks in my head. Like this would be at 2 o'clock, and this would be at like 10 o'clock or 11. Oh yeah, 1, 2, yeah, 2 o'clock, and then this would be at 10 o'clock. Um, for the eye, and that's really the whole outside of the eyes. It's not the insides, the circle. This is really to the tear duct, and yeah, good way to make sure they're about right the same size. Let's split it again. And that will get the marking his eyebrows. Where his eyebrows come to in the middle of his forehead here. And then those tear ducts, if you bring those guys straight down, following that line here, I'm going to come really close to the size of the nose here at the bottom. almost another square here. Might be just a slightly inside that. But everything lines straight up too. I mean, just, here's the lip. After you have the nose here, the muzzle, you can start to see where the distance between the muzzle is. It should come up almost to the corner of his eyeball, whereas his eyeballs are just going to come in just a little bit from the bottom here. This is a little bit rounder. He has this, what they call the third eyelid, right there in the corner, right in here. Kind of comes up when they swim. This eye could just be a little rounder. That's it. Stuff I see. And let's see if I could feel it right, if it feels right. So I'm feeling browns up to here, and then right about here, the gray comes in. So it's going to be gray right to about, right about there. Right about the arc. After the tear ducts, right in here, that should be where the gray, and then it becomes tan, and then just a little bit of white, and then the nose down in here. Still, if it's split, you got fleur-de-lis nostrils here, basically. It should be about the same on each side. So that's where the crease goes, and everything else is going a little inside that. Right there. So, okay. A little arc. Then the lip, and then the chin. Right there, just a little bit. Following straight down. Always add more chin, but right here to the edge of the eyes. This one's just a little bit bigger. There we go. Just a little more angle. Okay. This is probably a little bit big right there. Okay, coming out the eyes too, they always just kind of like my Goldens. They have this first section here. Kind of follows the eyes a little bit. Okay, let's see. Now I get the neck here. Coming here, that arcs out halfway right about here. Boy. Gonna give it a little bit of pull out a few little lightness before I put in these things. I can just check my drawing. Okay. And those marked little light, also these it's like going all that way, yeah. Right up there. So Yeah, his head's gonna be huge. Cutting off these angles here for ears. That's one of the things I didn't really look at. It was the ears. That's just about where they got to go. Inside the ears, not going to be much there. You know, a lot of fur in the back of the ear. Just it's very. As you can see, I'm kind of almost leaning towards the brown area here now. But this should be pretty close. Well, maybe not. I mean, I don't gotta be there. The ear. I think I tilted his head a little bit much. But it's too late now. But the thing is, those marks, since he's so squared up, they should still all work. I just got to check and make sure I got that stuff right. Wow, it's more of an arc this way too. So I'll think of this on, go up a little higher, very much higher. And this one too, probably. As long as they're on the same line, I'll be fine at the end. But you can see it as just getting in here and stuff, I'll be able to get in here pretty nicely. You know, if I miss anything, I think the nose might have to go up. All right. Just gonna want a little bit of light. Yeah, I kind of missed my angle by that much. Oh well. And right here, there. So feels about right. Okay. Let's see. I'm just going to start putting my darks. We'll start off with, boy, I probably would have been better going with the square straight in there. Let me see. Let me get back. Second. Yeah, he's way too tilted. All right. I'm gonna get You guys got to take some time, draw it in. I'm just got to read. I'm going back to this one. It's closer to what I need. because there's no reason to do this thing. Now, if it's laying it out, if it's just not going to work, I just over tilted it. I think going straight on would be even better. Anything would be better than what I had. Like I said, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock. So at least I can at least go through it pretty quick now. You just have to line up together. We'll put in the eyes, darkness in first. Yeah, I was trying to mention also about the crown of their head here too. That where it comes back down, you can just almost see the markings. Usually they come in about halfway in the eyes. Come on back. Tuck in right around there. Sorry if I made that too long. Boy, yeah, my ears are probably about right still. Yeah, almost right down the nose, maybe slightly over here. And then that come back over here. Okay. Yeah. Now you can start to see the wolf shape. Yeah. That angle, it just was not right. Was not going to give me what I wanted. All right, let's get going. Sorry about that. These guys just have this ring right here. Where's here? Too far over. Also marking these ears, looking at the corner of the eyes where they came up. So that's what I was looking at too, a little bit markings. And the darks over here. Ear should be about the same height as that one. And so. Okay. Hopefully you guys have this painted. Okay. All right.
Almost done except for the background.
Good girl. All right. Look like this transparent oxide here. I'm just going to run it, start off with almost that a little bit in this and get these areas right here of that's all over my brush. Put it in just a little heavier right here at his top of his head here. And breaking. One of the things to remember, that split is basically the split right down the middle. Fur goes this way on this side of the face, will go out that way. Fur on that split on this side, go that way. So all the strokes up here will go that way. The strokes up here will go that way. That's it. And then they just kind of come around. So just really just your brush direction or your brush, tip and stuff, making sure it basically goes in the right spot. All right, let's get rid of these my guidelines. Yeah, I was going to try and not have to paint this background, but I probably overdid it there. But it's fun. It won't be, if I paint it white, I paint it white. Markings, pretty big. Okay. I think wipe those out again, just kind of like I did the previous time. I'm glad I changed it. Sometimes I think it would that angle was going to kill it. Was not going to be a positive. So as good as you could paint it, it would just wouldn't sit right on the wall, wouldn't look good on the wall. Where this one's slightly, more straight on, but I'm just betting that it'll be by the time I get things done, it's gonna tilt a little bit, and it's so easy. Get these eyes just a little bit too big and round in that one. Yeah, it's got to be the same height. So I think I just mixed closer to 11 than 10. We'll see. A lot of times you just got to mark them in. All right, darkest colors. Transparent oxide and blue. This is transparent oxide blue. Just a little bit of oil on my brush just to get it so it can move. Some of the darker spots to hit, even though I'm going to probably look at these spots a few times. Just on the warmer side, this is on the transparent oxide side for the top of the nose, and then maybe the cooler part, the blue side down below if it shows up enough. Also, take it a little bit past where you think it's going to go. Oop, not that way. So I can bring the fur, the light colors back into it. So right in here is going to be the mouth, and around here there, and then just a hair of lip, and then the bottom mouth right here. So, as you can see, I'm going to just take and water this down a little bit.
What strength would you say that is?
50%.
Okay.
More down here, but now it's down going to 50% ish. Closer to like what it would look like on a 7. You know, if it was not to a 7. Just to get it going in here. Like I said, oh, dang it. I was saying this side blue. 1 second. Keeping this side a little bluer. That a little, that's almost perfect. So, you know, all that extra mixing we did took hours, you know, probably for naught, could be for naught. I mean, it's that easy. It's like, you know, if you don't want to do it, you want to get done with this thing, you know, you don't have to experiment too much. But, you know, just getting his markings halfway decent, marked out. And into the ear. I'm gonna, you know, these ears always look big at this point till you get some color in them. And then they'll die down a little bit. Right now they're just huge. But I'm just gonna attack them as just big shapes. And that's why the big brush works so well. It's just one big shape. Then I'm gonna soften it out a little bit to the edges. I'm trying to see if I can get a decent likeness. And also bring it into these areas around the eyes too, just to start to touch those guys. So it's nothing's too going to be all by itself color wise. It's not going to, they're all going to be grabbing each other as we go. Then it's back to, definitely could probably do it back there. I'm probably going to, you know, stay a little bit bluer in the back end here too, a little bit. I'm going to come back in. I don't want to, you know, there are, you know, almost stripes going on in back there almost. Definitely, I just want to get the blue back here. I'm going to go blue and then bring it to warm here. So I will keep it bluer on this side coming down. And then when I get farther down the area here, I'm going to switch it over to the warm side of this color. So transparent oxide side. Now I'm going to switch to, or more, even more of it. Oh boy, right in here. I'm going to look at, that is the, sorry, I forgot I made 2 versions of that brown. Because the coolness, I thought was going to, like this one up here, this is kind of very cool. I was thinking that one was going to be, when I was mixing, saying it was going to be probably too blue compared to everything else on my palette. I'm pretty much right. So if we go to, this is almost perfect, this color right here. So that is just the where we added more transparent oxide in to the blue, just a little bit of blue and a lot of transparent oxide. Boy, that was right in here too. I put a lot of blue already in here, so just trying to get it to brown. I can go over on this side of the and really get it in and then come back. And if I do need to really push it, I will come back. You can almost start to see right there. That would be almost perfect. For fur. Just the way it kind of just, the canvas and this stroke kind of beat it up a little bit. Wow, looks just very similar to it. But I think I'm just a little bit. Would have been perfect. Never know. We'll see. I just got to get in these edges around the these markings, these eyeball mark or eyebrow markings and stuff. Warm right around the edge of the thing, and it just soften it in to the section. Just get that warmth in there. And his eyelid underneath here, just a little warmth, more transparent oxide. Wow. Usually with my dogs, you can see an eyelid, one of these right here, but this guy, you don't see one. You just really, everything comes up right to it. This is really kind of puffy, puffs out over it. Well, that's interesting. So this is more of the transparent oxide than blue. Coming up his nose, like I said, direction of the strokes, just split them up right on the line. They go a little bit more vertical, but in different directions on the nose here too. It's just like they keep going and that way. And everything here kind of goes from the eyeballs out. I'm gonna stay cooler too, right around the edges here too, a little gray. That one's gonna go a little warmer. Interesting. All right, so go to the blue version. I just wondered, I was thinking here is just a little dark for the note in here. Might be better for the things. Okay. Before I go any farther, I'm going to come down and I'm going to go to the alizarin in blue, last color, and just do the outlines around things. I'm going to stay with the alizarin first because I'm going to try to get that around the eyes. Yeah, it's inside these eyelids, or right under his eyebrow here. The tear duct's going to go a different color, but just around the eye socket here. Just drifts down just a little bit. And that way I can see I'm looking at this going, boy, that eyeball looks way high. Yeah. I'm gonna keep this. I think it's too big. You go on the inside mark. I usually don't judge too much at this point, too. Just try to get them done. I'm gonna switch to the blue. Oh, let me see. A little blue right around the skin here of the eyeball or around the eye. And I'm going to come down and do the same down to hit the nose right here around it and into the tear duct. Just alizarin and blue, but more on the blue side right around here in these guys. So when we do put just a little bit of lightness in here, uh, the blue should, jump out a little bit. I'm going to go with the alizarin side and do the nostrils. You can't see anything till no, I really highlights. We're not gonna be putting too much highlights into those eyes. I do have the red here. I'm gonna go right to the warm red, and that's did nothing. Did not have my brush clean enough.
It might have been a trick of light, but I thought I saw a dusty blue at the top of the eyeball on those.
Oh, there probably is. There probably is.
Do they do have some color, or is it a reflection?
It's just a slight reflection, and it would be of the snow, right? And so the blue it would probably be grabbing the blue out of there. I just want to get these marked up so I can, let's keep them dark. No, should be right here. Okay, that should work right there, right there, right there. Check markings. Now we got a little bit more going. Not a whole lot different. That's the thing about this guy. There's not going to be a ton of color change. Well, that's why I was just trying to make something with being a little more green on this side. I'm going to this is a transparent oxide and green. And so that's why I was kind of putting that transparent side in here first, trying to get a little warmer right in here. Maybe into the eyes, a little bit into this lighter fur here too. Okay, well, let's get a move on. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit more. Let me try some of this transparent oxide and feel green a little lower here. I think I'm gonna put it in this here too. So this is transparent oxide and phthalo green. This is on the green side. Just in the middle. I'm gonna go back and put the blue side over here. These guys should be about the same height. So right to the edge. Just a little wider. My brush is just, you gotta keep pulling them back together. Okay. I'm gonna go to the brown side of it. It's just transparent, green and transparent. I was thinking about this fur here. Going a little warmer. Staying consistent with this side of the face. I went warmer there too. That's okay. All right. A few of the darks coming back. This is going to be done with those colors. Basically, I'm going to go to now. This is green and transparent brown or burnt umber. Testing it out on this back ear here. Goes a little browner right at the edge of the ear. But just on the insides, going into the fur and into here too, just a little warmer than the blue that was there. And same here, right on the fur change. That value's right about right. This value right there. And that's 2. They're really pretty close. So getting these darks in like this, and we can just lighten them up a hair with midtones. Make some good adjustments. We should be good. Need to clean up some room there. Okay. Anything else? Boy, big brush for this one. Let me get these lower parts a little darker. And outside parts both pulled together. Just need to get a little bit darker on these where this fur is going to end up being going. Here, just a few spots, uh, just to get that fluff of the fur when it gets there. That should still be a little bit more blue. The blue, I go back to the blue and transparent oxide. Just on the blue side. Still full strength dark. Okay. There. Yep, yep. Well, it should feel pretty good. Might be just a little bit. Need to come bring that snout around a little bit. See, a lot of this is just working the underpainting. You know, where it's got to go. So I'm just even on this. Cool side of the snout here. I'm just going to go push the blue gray here a little bit into this side of the face. So it does make a thing, and then it's just going to go to a warmer color over here. Okay, close enough. Got to remember everything I got to do here is twice as big as I got to do it. I mean, stroke wise. Take these over a little bit farther for the have something to bite into. Now I'm just gonna go in with a bristle brush and start putting in some of the lighter fur. Pretty much that's only darks for now. It's all I need. I'll come back in with the synthetic, carve out the nose. Wherever I got this color showing, it's pretty much just going to go to a lighter gray, probably mid-tone. But I want to get a move on, so I'm going to use my big old brush here and check out my colors here. See which one's going to, work up here, and then get those guys down, and then I'll jump into the lighter fur. Let me start. This is the gray side. Full strength gray at 7. I say gray, blue gray. This is a transparent oxide and blue on the blue side. Just looking at it. Okay, I'm gonna keep it kind of streaky. guess I could have probably went a little darker. Before I go farther, I'm gonna darken in these patches on the other side of his crown here. Just want this a little darker. So I'm going back. This is blue and transparent oxide, and then that's just with the white in it. It's the reason I'm doing it just because just the dark wasn't there. Dark wasn't showing through where I wanted it. So it's basically I'm right now making a mid-tone 9 here. I'm gonna mess. Probably gonna be the same over here. So I'm gonna darken in this area too. Usually in the temple areas over here. Does kind of shoot back, but then you got the crown up here. I just didn't feel like I had it dark enough right there that it was gonna just want to go a little darker. Just widen them out a little bit too much. You're like it's going to end up causing more. It would cost me doing a lot more strokes. I have to. All right, let's see if that works. Well, it could be a slightly dark. So I'm just going to pull it back in, just work on that one area here. Yeah, much better. Feels before it just felt like when I did this, it felt a lot less unfinished than it was supposed to. So when I do these, come in like that, I'd be okay. Might have to go just a hair lighter with that color. I just kind of darkened it in on my thinking that it might be too light, and I think it's not. Let me try this. Go to this side. That's going to have to be lightened. More white into those colors. So this is transparent oxide blue. On the pretty much right down the middle. It's almost a brown gray. I just need to lighten it up one good step. I said forward and then bringing it back. Forward and then bring it back. So you get two soft edges. right here is going up against the eyeball and stuff, so it doesn't have to be quite that much. I'll warm it up when I come out here. Just go down here. I'm going to get the green, transparent burnt umber and green here, basically on the burnt umber side, just for these outside lines. Again, come back and just push that front forward. Yeah, this is about right too. Well, I'm going to come back and do the highlight a little warmer on this right here. Better. Sometimes you get that fur. I'm pushing against the grain, having it spread out. I'll bring it down a little bit on the sides, and like back in here, it doesn't really, this gray only shows up back in here. It gets really kind of taupey color. I almost got it there though. Well, I do have it. That's what I have on my brush. That's what I do. I have a taupe, but it's just a little and use that taupey. Yeah, this is again uh, burnt sienna and green. I get these right at the edge of the nose here. Get a few of those guys in. Okay, just feel how cool it is. I'm trying. So we'll get it blocked in, and then they'll have to come back in and make some changes, drawing changes, things like that. Color adjustments. Sometimes What do you think? Is cool ends up being warm? So like that. That should be warmer than it is. Yeah, still gray. All right. And half this painting is getting it blocked in and getting the paint to a certain stage or start affecting these strokes. That's why I wanted to get that, at least this little area in for you. Might not be perfect, but it's a start of what, how much you got to build this paint up a little bit. So that's why I like to do a lot of that with the underpainting. Big chances there. Because you always have options when you come out of it. If you don't like what you did, always time to change. Okay. Just a little bit of lightness in this area. A little bit. That helps a lot. All right. Might be going in the right direction. Yeah, I got to get the darkness of, well, at least the kind of the temperature of the fur a little bit darker right around his mouth here. That needs to go warmer. Let me try this. Oh, it's a little redder. It's not taupey enough. That goes really cool. It's okay though. You get it. Like you said, like we mentioned before, we can always add ochre or yellow or orange to the mix as we get going. Um, that's- okay. A little more transparent oxide. Come back to the transparent oxide and phthalo green a little bit here, and this is on the transparent oxide side of those two colors. Uh, Definitely, I could start to see the warmth of that color comes back into this area here. Taking there you go. See, that's really mimics that little uh, fur section really pretty well without having to go back in and do it. Just a hair darker. If when you do have to go in here and do smaller pieces of fur, think these guys kind of this fur kind of runs in rows, and they stagger behind each other. Some of these dark spots for me, I was doing these ones, and then the ones in behind them kind of go right in between them. It's almost like theater seats. And that's what happens all the way around. Till they all come together, at one spot here, down in here. A little darker right in there. That's what I was seeing. Okay. A little dark around the eyelids, things, and just get a little darker yet. I'll be going now towards my lighter colors now. I just want to get these darks in just like I did before, just a little bit better. And I can work on the eyes just a hair, hopefully. For you. All right, clean up my brush a little bit. Just a little bit. Oh, just softening transitions in between fur. Now, I don't have too many hard lines for these guys to hit. Clean my brush now. And let's go. Going to start with the medium whites and number 5 fours we did. I'm going to start with the cool side. This side here. This is what color is this? This is blue and burnt umber with just slightly on the blue side at number 4-ish. And I want to see if it's light enough. Going against the grain here a little bit. Mostly it's right. It's pretty much more for his bottom lip. Or part of that coming around here. Not as much at the top. I'm talking about this section right here is being just slightly warmer, but right underneath it here, his lip here, being just a little cooler. There's still a highlight going on. I'm going to try it over here too a little bit. That's about it now. This goes right into that. Just looking at some markings here for it. Just little spots I think are just a hair cooler. Like the muzzle here is just warm, but right behind it on his cheek going back here, just a little cooler right in there. And over here, it stayed really cool everywhere. And it's almost reversed. It's warmer back in here. But that's too light. That's too light. That's too cool, really. I wonder if we have to. I don't want to prove Kim right and say, maybe we do need some ochre added in yet. So,
I've added it in a while ago.
see, I didn't want to go there yet because I think I got enough to paint here today for a while before I have to, I can do that on my own. I don't want to give you the satisfaction.
It's okay, I'll see it.
Yeah. I just seen there's right around the rim of this coolness, right at the end, right in here, just goes to a little warmer fur color here, just on the edge, and that will give us make the head soft and go around a little bit, give it a little dimensionality, just a little, basically just a touch of reflective color, lightness right on the edge. And that is, well, I'm not sure if that's on this side here. Like I said, I got to go warmer. Well, that's pretty close. And this is that's transparent oxide brown with blue. I'm thinking maybe it could be just transparent oxide, a lot more transparent oxide brown. Might get rid of that. It's just got a little red in it. So I can get around the mouth here too a little bit before I go. Then, there's work to do on the nostrils. Okay, we need to be a little warmer, yeah, here and here. It'd be fun. Yeah, not quite as light as I thought I was going to end up going here. This is almost like 7 in the more transparent oxide and brown. Transparent oxide and blue, or on the way on the transparent side, right here. Still got to pull the eyeballs out. Oh, pull those eyeballs out of his head. Yes, back and forth here. Almost light enough, almost to the, still got to be a little lighter, but boy, I like to sneak up on it. There, just a push with the edge of it. All right. So it's starting to work out. It's starting to go a little bit. Then when you get to the lighter ones, that's where you kind of just have to start putting on, a little bit thicker paint when you get down into this area and really kind of flick it. This white should, I mean, this white fur down in here, definitely. You don't want to overstroke it because you'll blend everything together. You want to kind of leave strokes happen here. I think I'm going to go to even back to a bigger brush here. In a second, this is, well, I'm going to do the side of this side. I haven't done this side yet. This is phthalo green, alizarin. Wait, phthalo green and phthalo green and transparent oxide on the phthalo green side with a lot of white to about 4. And I was finding that as being one of my brighter colors here, and it really worked well right here behind his muzzle. And I just need to bring up a few spots in here. Now I got it dirty enough. I'm going to come back in and try to get around, work towards his eyes here. It's almost you got to go against the fur to the dark spots. That's not bad. That was a different. I'm going to go a little warmer though for the eyebrows. Gonna trying to keep that shape. Get the shape and just push the paint on instead of for these big areas here. Push it on for the fur. You have to lighten that one spot up there. But then it's just like that. That'll work. And take your time too when you get to this kind, because you do want to see how much you can leave behind. I mean, transparencies you can leave behind, because doing this you can just kind of forget and just fill in everything. Again, just pull away from the eyeball. This might be just a hair heavy. Okay. Almost the right color. I'm really close to the straight value and everything. So getting pretty close there on that kind of stuff. Trying to push it, not mix, you know? When I pull it, it mixes. I push it, doesn't mix, it kind of just scrapes on. So that's what I was thinking was going to happen up here too. I think I go one more lightness up here too. But these guys just got to get around these things a little bit. That's pretty good. Let me throw the eyeballs in. I'm just going to put them in back with a synthetic. And probably number 4. I'm not going to go very big. I'm going to try and do that Cad red mix again. A little heavier than Cad red now that I have this stuff in here. And I'm just going to try and get the, in here, It's not going to read. It's just too dark. Touch of white. Gotta go touch of white or color into it. Just as little as I can get away with. I'm just going to do like it's like a little half moon, reverse half moon here. That might work. I just got to get some paint stick. Look, this is where I know I'm going to have to come back in and put the highlights in, or put everything in. And yes, again, one more time. At least but this will get me over for now. There we go. And we got it blocked in by noon, couple hours. And then come back in. I was just finding some really warm little spots here on the skin here, a little bit. They're a little blue, but they're a little green showing through right in here, right around his eyeballs. Usually the tear duct, you can just see a little warmth right on the edge, reflecting a little warmth. There. That's almost too much. Then, like I said, I go back in with alizarin in blue. On the alizarin side, really strong. Just cut it in, cut the eyeball in right where it's supposed to go, and then put the just the shadow in of just at the top of the eyeball. That works great. That works. I always love doing that part. So, all right, that's about it. I'll bring you in, and you can see a little bit of it. Got a long ways to go. Short time to get there. Let me see if this works. Just for the skin of the nose, this is the blue and transparent, and it's on the blue side. 7 value coming in here. Just to get the nose skin color underneath here, reflective colors going in here, and then just soften it up. So I have everything blocked in. So when I'm going to do like a digital check on it, make sure one of these eyeballs isn't too high, too low. That's all you need to look at, check on it, just to make sure. Usually you should be able to tell by, staining back, wouldn't be hard. But it's just quick check, gives me a break. All right, let's see what you guys did. Thanks for, waiting on me today. That's a, nice loose guy. So like I said, I want to look at the angles of the eyes, little things, before I really put in the eyeballs and stuff, too much more. The ears in the background. This is almost done. This just needs a few lighter key fur pieces in these areas. this is kind of interesting because of the way it's breaking and stuff. This isn't too bad, just a little bit overworked. And then down in here, I didn't do too much yet. But it's just this area here, the way that it's packing in. See how it's separating out. My strokes are separating out. That's what I'm going to carry on down there. And this too. Just sometimes that push is more important. I mean, it really does a great job pushing the paint on instead of pulling it on. Because you pull it on, you get a lot more mix. If you push it, it just kind of grabs and, takes off. So let's see what you guys got. Who we got left here? We got Char, of course. We got Shelly. We got Kim, and we got Noelle. All those other people took off on us. I can understand. Let's see what we got here. Let's go with Shelly's up. Shelly, how you doing?
Doing fine, thank you. I have 3 palettes that are attached to 3 unfinished paintings. One of them is yours, the koi. So
you got
I
to
was
finish
watching
that.
today.
You got to finish that baby up.
Say it again.
You got to finish that baby up.
Right
That
now.
was nice. That turned out good.
I think maybe today.
Yeah, just got to keep you busy. What is it? Sunny out there in California yet?
75.
It's 75 here too, but it's rainy. So I don't know. Weather's changed so much in just a few days here.
Yeah.
So did you get much done on the wolf here, or you just
No, I just watched. Thankfully, I think I would have gotten very lost. I really want to paint this one, and I want to do it justice. So I'm going to have to go very slowly.
Okay. All right. Okay. I understand that. Well, all right. Well, you get on it when you can.
Okay.
Let's see, Char. What'd you do?
Hang on.
No hanging on.
I
You were at Booth. Look at Booth. Look at Booth on her. She's wearing her t-shirt.
Oh yeah.
Her
Yeah.
Booth t-shirt. Ooh,
Yeah,
good job on him.
Well, I realize his face isn't quite fat enough, so he needs to come out about another
Quarter of
half
an inch.
Yeah, on that side. Which,
I wouldn't, just a hair more, but you don't have, unless, it's one of those things
yeah.
You go for it, you just almost take it all the way off. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Or you just kind of leave it there. You can just, I think it's not too bad. I think that's pretty good. In fact, I think what you can do is just come down a little bit, stay where you are, just bring it down a little bit more to the fur down.
Okay.
Just a hair rounded off a little bit more. Well, otherwise, man, I think your drawing's fabulous though.
Yeah, I had
that's looking really
had
good.
this part here too far over, and then I looked at the photo and it ends right here on his ears, so I kind of wiped that off, so I need to cover that. So I've got some drawing issues to fix. And
I can't believe you have drawing issues.
well,
How can you? It's just like painting. You should just paint them white, like your dog. I tell you, that's the taupe colors are, the cream. That's what I use for my creams.
Okay.
When we get down to this lighter fur, that's basically my dark values of my dogs. So,
Yeah.
Okay,
It's,
good job.
It's coming.
It's coming.
It'll be
Look
fun to
good. I
finish.
like you
Yeah.
really did. It's nice you pushed the green in there too. That's gonna be kind of nice. I like that.
Okay.
I was just a little hesitant, a little bit too hesitant. I think that looks great. Congrats.
Okay. Thanks.
All right, let's go see Kim for she can get out of here. She's been waiting all day.
No,
God dang it. She needs to take a break.
this was my break today.
Was it?
All right.
Did you go see your horsies?
No, tomorrow.
Okay. Ooh, wow. Kim, nice. Wow. Way to go for it. You went bold. You got the really good darks in there, strong like you do, like this. Yeah. I was just, that is the right direction to go, because after painting mine, that's where I was going. I wish I would have went a little darker. and it's yours is right there already. Good job on that. Work on the nose, of course, the shape of the nose, and you
Nose
got
needs to be
lots to do.
wider, I think. I can't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
should fit almost. It should fit right between his eyes almost.
Yes, you're
It should be
right.
the same width
Uh-huh.
and stuff. So that's come along. I think that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the drawing. I mean, after that, the drawing is really quite nice. Should work out, and the colors, of course, the core colors. That. Where'd you use the ochre?
There's ochre in all of the lights.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
they do the work. They do work.
like under the chin is ochre,
Mhm.
as a base.
And then on the side
Up,
of this. Okay.
yeah, on either side of the nose to kind
Yeah.
of, yeah,
That's what I
yeah,
was saying. That's what I was looking at there, because it's coming through really nice. It's kind of popping out at us and giving
yeah.
that dimension of the nose coming forward, giving the shape and
Mm.
giving it body. That was really good. Okay. Good job. Noelle, did you paint? Noelle's, she has to turn her stuff on, and I can't hear anything. Give her a second. No, that's it. She probably went back to bed, those California people. Anyway, hey guys, thanks for joining. And I will finish this one up today, tomorrow, and post
Thank
it
you,
for you
Jim.
guys. So, and we'll see you guys on down the road in a few weeks.
Are you headed to Nashville next week?
Nashville, yes. Grand Ole Opry. They have me up there. I'm singing at the.
Now, do you fly down there?
Yeah, I'm gonna fly.
Yeah.
It was only a couple $100, and if I rent a car to go, because go down there, because I'd rather our car. If it didn't make it, I'd feel really bad. So I would rather rent a car and go down there. And it was going to cost more than rent one.
Yeah.
And where this place is, you don't need to go anywhere. I can just walk everywhere.
Oh, that's great.
So, yeah. So
That's
it's
great.
going to be pretty easy peasy. And then we're back. So
You need to go out to you need to get out to Arizona, because Arizona's that way too. There are so many art galleries and museums right near the school. And I rented a hotel a mile away and walked back and forth every day. And in the evenings, you had the galleries and restaurants and museums, and
it's pretty nice. Yeah.
yeah, that's nice. So,
All right. You said something. I guess I got to get on it.
how's your pups?
Great. They are good. Yeah, no problems at all. I think they're bored with winter though, and then they go, right now it's muddy time, they go in the backyard and there's just a mud pit they go wrestle in the mud pit, and then they come back in muddy and they go, yeah, we destroyed your grass already. So
Now, what temperature do you let them start swimming?
oh, well, we got a shallow lake. The lake's pretty shallow, so it warms up pretty quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, they could be, probably around April, they'll probably be able to swim. Maybe mid-April. They don't care. I do need to get some good shots though. I need some more new shots.
Yeah.
With this thing. So
you've painted the fox and the wolf. The shots aren't so good because you had to like grab where the wolves are. But I went up to that wolf park, and
yeah.
I don't have them swimming, but I do have them like walking in the water and stuff like that. And I don't know if any of them, if you could fix them up and make them worth painting, if I sent
Yeah.
a couple.
Oh, I bet you I could.
Okay, because I'm not good with Photoshop, so I'm not, and like I said, they were running around, so it wasn't like you could really pose, because if you were sitting one place ready to shoot, they'd move, there was no
I
control.
know. You just got to go and shoot and shoot
Yeah.
and shoot. And, you can't think about too much. You can't think about too much about, that's a great shot, and look at it and try to compose things. You just got to keep shooting. That's
Yeah.
that's way, yeah.
Well,
Get
the
that-
Other thing, you
What-
know, you've been doing these horse riders, and I don't know if rodeo would work because I don't know, people have funny feelings about rodeos. Some people think they're fine, and other people say they're, you know,
I
horses.
know.
Yeah.
You're mean to the horses and animals.
Yeah. But I went to my cousin used to do barrel racing in the high school. And
Oh.
I've got some with young people. We might want to age them, but you know, if I sent you some horses running with people on them, if you found a background, we could make it look like it wasn't a rodeo if you wanted to paint something like that for your Western galleries.
I like you. Thank you, Char.
I've got some of them roping the calves, but they might think that's too mean.
Yeah, I never know. I also have some friends who have a ranch out there, and they do, and then they take the cattle and then they brand them and stuff. So I go,
Yeah.
some of those things, I'm like, oh man, I don't know. It's really kind of cool because it catches a moment in time and it's got a nice genre, but I'm just not sure if I
Yeah.
want to waste the energy of painting something really nice and then everybody going, you're
Yeah.
being
See,
mean.
that's the thing. I've got when I was in Africa, I've got a lion hitting a wildebeest and taking it down, and I got another one we rolled up just a few minutes after one had killed a baby zebra. And I'm like, if I painted those, I think some people would get offended.
That's the thing is I'm afraid to paint things that I'm going to be stuck with. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to end up having to keep this. Yeah. And, that's the thing is, no one's going to want it till you're dead. And then they'll want it, right?
Well, there's always your kids, you know.
Yeah. Kids will hold on. Hopefully they'll make some money off it.
But you know, if you put like one of these barrel racers or something, if you could put it on a background, like a landscape background, I've got some action horse, if you're interested. If you're not, it's okay. It won't hurt my feelings. But if you
Oh,
are,
I'm always interested in that stuff.
okay.
You never know. I could do it and we could paint it here too.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. You've mentioned Western galleries and, wildlife and horses are big out there.
Yeah, yeah. And here I am, painting a wolf, and they probably hate wolves out there.
No, actually, if you go to what is it, Legacy Gallery, the big one out there, there's a lot of wildlife in that.
Okay.
And the Idle George here in Indianapolis, the Western Museum, their big show has a lot of wildlife in it.
Yeah.
I've seen otters, bears, deers, moose, foxes, all that stuff in it. So the Western art people like the American wildlife. Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. So so this wolf would work for Western.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
You never know. That there's so many cool animals out there you start thinking about, and I guess you can only do so many at a time, but got rams and I haven't done any mountain goats, the mountain ones, the white ones.
Oh, the white ones. I've got some brown ones, pictures of brown ones that in fact, hang on just one sec.
Okay.
Yeah. I've got some of these guys.
Let me see.
I got my camera off. Wait a minute. Here. I painted this guy. Can you see him?
1 second. Yeah, I just oh, yeah. Laying down one. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. I've got some similar to this. They were all sleeping. I didn't get any standing up. They were all asleep. But see, so if
Good
you're
ram.
Yeah, if you're interested. Yeah, I didn't make him on very big so that it wouldn't take very long. I've been wanting to paint him, so I painted him.
I
But-
like that though. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, you went for it. That's the thing is, go painting those things with, like you mean it. You know, like you're
Yeah.
not, not tentative in your
Well, I
brush.
was really proud of my horn because I didn't overpaint it.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
you
see,
let
yeah.
a lot of good strokes. That's the
Yeah.
thing is though, yeah, that's gorgeous.
Yeah. So, but
Well,
I've got some of those laying down, but I don't have any of the long furred ones and I don't have any standing up. But if you want to paint something like that, I've got shots like that too.
okay.
It's just sitting down and finding them
Yeah.
is the thing. So, okay, well, I'll let you go.
All right.
So we'll have fun down in
Oh.
Nashville.
All right.